Beggars can't be choosers, but beggars never quit. Height here, and you already know what this is. It's time for Choosing Beggars. Let's do it.
Our first one is from Supermom 1988.
Seeking a live-in nanny to 3.5-year-old twins. Hours would be roughly 20 to 25 hours a week, of which will cover the cost of rent to a room, fully furnished, and shared bathroom, full bathroom. Utilities will be included. Must have knowledge and experience with child safety. Some early education, preferred. Second language is a plus. The room is fully furnished, L. Washer and dryer in-home. Our home is child-proofed inside with a monitoring system in the twins' room. We welcome those who love to cook. My husband and I are seeking someone who loves children, that encourages early development and a healthy family environment, that communicates easily. Ideal individual would preferably be a mature woman who is single, possibly a grad student, or a mature person who has a flexible schedule. Must be single, no overnights with partner, please. Our twins are active and still learning sign language, yet can fully communicate needs. One twin is potty trained, the other is beginning. Our household is clean, loving, and communicative with flexibility and lifestyles. We are seeking mostly dinner to bedtime hours, roughly 4 days a week. Our twins love to be involved with daily activities in the house. Our twins' abilities and enjoyment is being helpful and love to have a job. Therefore, we desire someone who enjoys interactions with little people. We as parents have a family lifestyle that is not much filtered to the world interactions and always give age-appropriate truths. This role will only involve my husband going to work and me coming home. As we will not request extended times, therefore it leaves an opportunity for an individual that requires a schedule. Ideal person should have their own source of transportation. I will admit, our twins are very loving and nurturing and extremely curious. Therefore, the ability to multitask is required. References will be required and confirmed. We invite an opportunity for conversation that will be in-depth and detailed. Please expect a very casual yet loving and structured family atmosphere. Please no pets, as we do have dogs already in the home.
While yes, they're offering a room that's fully furnished, they're still making somebody do work, provide time, and not really paying them for that. And if the person can't even have guests over or whatever, what good is actually having that room? This next one is by Schwez. So far I'm free.
Oh, yay! Do you want to come as my guest and can help take pictures and content, babe?
Will it be compensated?
No, because you would be my guest, as in part of the party. There will be dinner, cake, cocktail hour, ETA, DJ.
Aw, that's sweet. Thank you for thinking of me. I'm more than happy to attend as a guest, but unfortunately I don't work for free. At this moment, I'm only taking compensated assignments for photography and videography, but more than happy to enjoy it as a guest.
Aw, you won't be able to do that for me? 'Cause that's the only way I can compensate you through the dinner and events, etc. I already hired a professional content creator and drone person, but I needed a photographer, and I liked your photos. Figured I'd asked.
Crazy how the beggar extends the invite, but only under the guise to get something for free. And when they don't end up getting that thing for free, you could see that invite slowly disappearing. This next one is by Pure Satisfaction 30.
Any photographers in Begton able to capture a wedding today, 3 to 9?
Like as in 30 minutes? What's the budget? She told me free, and yes, within 30 minutes. If you literally wait until the very last minute to ask for a wedding photographer, and you're not even willing to pay a premium for having that last minute photographer, good luck taking your own photos. This next one is by SS216B.
Looking for a vintage Coach purse for free or less than $20? Send me what you have. See description. Whoever is kind enough to give me their old vintage Coach bag, that would be great. Must be in decent condition, big or small, any color. I'll take a wallet even. I take good care of stuff, so don't worry about it being treated bad or getting resold. Thank you for viewing.
I guess my question is, why would somebody want to get rid of an old vintage Coach bag for like $20 or even free? I feel like a vintage thing would actually have more value than a modern thing. Who knows? I don't know shit about Coach bags or Coach in general. This next one is from Avatar Ace 2000. For context, I'm a bartender at a local pub, and a lot of regulars bring their kids around. Growing up as a kid who spent most of my nights in places like that, I know it's not the best, so I started a Pokemon club on Thursday afternoons after school in the function room. I'm not paid for it. It's completely voluntary, nor do I receive any help unless my friends come with me. I'm quite the collector and have a lot of them, so I made up 10 playable decks that I hand out to kids that don't have their own, so everyone can be included. Sometimes I let certain kids keep a few cards, never anything too expensive, usually just cards the kids find cute or have seen in the anime and I have a few duplicates of. Today, I brought in my display folders after being begged for weeks by the kids because they wanted to see the rarer cards, and I suppose they got a little muddled up and thought maybe I'd give them some of those as well. I explained that these ones are very expensive and very important to me, so they could look at them, but they weren't for playing with or being taken home. One of the kids is autistic, and Pokemon has become his special interest. He ended up complaining to his dad, who was drinking in the bar, and he came through, screaming that I had made his son cry, and how he looks forward to this club every week, and it's the only time he gets away from school or the pub. He talked about how I had gotten him into Pokemon while knowing he's autistic, and I'm a horrible, spiteful woman for not supporting that by giving him the cards he wants. I tried to suggest them buying the kids his own deck or whatever from online, but he just said they were struggling for money. And clearly, since I had so many cards, I must be rich, despite the fact I see him there 5 days a week drinking. Long story short, everything blew up. The dad has been barred from the pub, and the Pokemon Club is now cancelled indefinitely. It's a shame that some people take things for granted and often ruin it for everyone. Maybe if he spent half the money he spends on drink on his son, instead of hoping the teenage girl who works behind the bar will give him freebies, it wouldn't be so much of a problem. I definitely agree 100% with the OP. I mean, if the dad's gonna act that way and complain about money problems, but seemingly has the money to go to the bar every single fucking day, you'd think, take a little bit out of that and make sure your kid is a happy kid. And our final one is by Captain Emmy. I'm an elementary teacher by trade. The other day we had a field trip to a pumpkin patch, and it wasn't the typical class-only field trip, but whole families were invited to attend, though only students were covered by the school, along with so many chaperones. Actually fairly typical in the field trip world. Please note that field trip is very likely the wrong word for this event. More like an optional school community family event, similar to a school carnival. We're an online school, so this is generally what such events look like. One family contacted the school saying the field trip was cost prohibitive for them. Them meaning mom and dad and grandma and grandpa, who all wanted to attend. Again, school funds covered students. The school doesn't have a fund for that, but in the end, the school decided, with the relative cheapness of tickets, sure, they'd find the money to cover 4 adults this one time. Heaven forbid $20 stand in the way of this outing. This was kept on the down low so other families wouldn't demand the same. We really don't have the funds to cover huge stuff like this that way. So the family attends. They bring 2 more family members. At this point, I was no longer involved in the ticket discussion, so I'm not sure how it was handled. Now, at this part of the field trip experience, each student gets a pumpkin. Nothing big, nothing fancy, but a cute little complimentary pumpkin from one section of the farm to take home. It's cute, it's fun. Well, family immediately tried to go to the big pumpkins for their free pumpkins. When directed towards the free pumpkin patch, they were very put out and declared that the little pumpkins were a ripoff for the ticket price. They were told they were welcome to buy the big pumpkins, but of course, they couldn't afford that. And when they finally accepted that the big pumpkins weren't free, all the adults expected one. Lots of grumpiness the rest of the time when it was explained the pumpkins were for the kids. Geez, give this family an inch, they'll take that whole mile. I mean, it wasn't good enough to have free tickets. No, they need to have free pumpkins that weren't even in the free pumpkin patch. My guess is if they had gotten those pumpkins for free, they would have tried to get something else for free. Alright, that's enough beggars for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Choosing Beggars. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons and super thanks contributors. Have a great day and stay safe out there.